hopefully you're joining me for all 7 days so we can get into the habit of practicing yoga daily, even if it's just for 10-15 minutes, to make ourselves feel better. So thank you for joining me. Today we're going to start kneeling, but if that's really uncomfortable for you, you can sit on a cushion or you can sit cross-legged. Take the palms of the hands on top of each other and the thumbs together to touch. Engage the navel lock, drawing the navel in towards the spine and then closing the eyes. Start to listen to your breath, switching off to everything else that's going on around you and just focusing in on yourself. All you can hear is the sound of your own breath as it comes in through the nostrils, through the back of the throat. And almost sighing the breath out, exaggerating the breath slightly so that you can hear it sighing out through the back of the throat, through the nostrils. One more breath. And then slowly starting to flicker the eyes open, and we're going to come into a tabletop position, all fours. So we're doing a bit of wrist work today. So if you have tight shoulders like me, wrist work really does help because everything is connected. If we strengthen our wrists, we can also strengthen our shoulders. So come into the tabletop and draw the abdominals in. Check the navel lock is engaged. The fingers are spread wide on the mat. The back is flat and you're gazing down in between the hands, so the neck stays long in line with the spine. We start to circle the body around. So make sure you can still hear your breath. Just slow, steady circles. See how it feels on the wrists today. So every day is different. If it feels okay, you can start to make the circles just a little bit bigger. So notice as you do this where the weight distribution goes. You start to take it through the tips of the fingers and around. Holding there, change direction with your circle, starting off with the smaller circles. Gradually increasing if it feels okay. Keep gazing down in between the hands. And then holding there at the center. So now we're going to rotate the fingers out to face the side edges of the mat. So the wrists are facing each other. Again, the fingers are spreading wide. And we're just going to do the same thing. So we're working on the wrists here, so if it's uncomfortable for you to be on the knees this long, if you're on a hard surface like me, you can always practice this with a blanket underneath your knees. Just a folded up blanket to soften it, or you can double up on the mat. Gradually increasing your circles and change direction. One more time this way, and we meet at the top. Let's turn our fingers all the way around now, so keep rotating the hands so the fingers are facing the knees and the elbow crease is facing forward. So this is quite an unusual position for the hands, something we're not probably used to. So it might feel a bit more uncomfortable and a bit tighter in the wrists. So if that's the case and it feels quite intense, you can just hold here. If you feel okay doing the circles, then do so, but be very careful, very mindful of the wrists. And your circles won't be as big this time, so they'll be very small, little movements. And change direction. holding there, rotating the fingers back to the front, and then we're going to sit back on the knees. Take the fingers interlace and press the palms away. Start to dip the head down, pressing the hands away from you. Separate through the upper back, through the shoulder blades. And then release. Make fists with the hands. Start to circle through the wrists one way and the other. And then we're going to come back into our tabletop. So just one more thing, I want you to take the fingers this time and face the knees, but so that you're on the backs of the hands. But to do this, you need to take the weight further back into the legs, so you don't have too much weight on the hands because it is a strange position. And then we're just going to gradually start to straighten the elbows a little bit more, as much as we can. Probably you won't be able to straighten them all the way. And just play with it, just see if you can take the weight a little bit more into the backs of the hands, or maybe you need to take it further back into the body if it becomes too much. So just be careful, be mindful. See if you can relax the hands. The thumbs often stick up. See if you can relax them down to the ground. See what's happening in your hands. One more breath. And then slowly take the weight back into the legs so that you can take the weight out of the hands. And then again, just making fists, circling the wrists one way and then the other. And then we're going to come onto our backs. So laying down, drawing the knees in towards your chest, squeezing them in. Give yourself a hug. See if you can have the knees together, the feet and knees touching. Close the eyes here if it's comfortable for you, so you can focus on your breath more. And now start to reach to the inside of the legs for happy baby. Take hold of either the front of the shins, the ankles, or maybe you can reach the outside edges of the feet. The head stays down, and check this isn't happening, so you're not rolling up, so the lower back stays down as well. You're drawing the knees down towards the shoulders. So imagine you're standing in a squat position on the ceiling. That's how we want to feel. So we don't want the legs collapsing down here or anything like that. So if they are, maybe you take the hands lower on the legs so that you can take the feet up and the feet are flexed. Taking the legs up to meet, the hands come down to rest at the side of the body. And we're just holding here for a few breaths. Just a gentle inversion. Take the right leg in front, cross the right knee so it's stacked directly over the left for a reclined cow facing pose. See if you can take hold of the front of your shins now, or maybe you can slide your hands down towards the ankles or the feet. And you're just drawing the knees in towards the body. Check your shoulders aren't hunching as you do this. Relax the shoulders. Yes, you need a little bit of strength in the arms to pull the legs in, but try to relax the shoulders. One more breath here. Release the legs back up to the ceiling, straighten the legs. Press the heels up towards the ceiling so you're flexing the feet. And then point the toes. Flexing the feet and pointing. One more time. And now we cross the left knee on top of the right. bending the knees, taking hold of the legs, drawing them in towards your body. Breathing here. This can be quite an intense pose and probably very different on one side to the other. This is definitely my trickier side. See how it feels for you, just observe your body. Check you're relaxing the toes, maybe give the toes a wiggle as you're here. One more breath. Slowly release. Take the soles of the feet to the floor and then turn them together. Let the legs fall open. The hands can rest on the inside of the thighs. Just let the legs be open here. Close the eyes if that's comfortable for you. And just focus again on your breath. Finding a few moments of stillness here. Trying to be still in your body and also still in the mind. So just seeing how long you can comfortably stay here for. Either staying here if you really like this, or now taking the feet out to the corner edges of the mat. Hands can rest on the belly so that you can really feel the breath as it moves through the body. Use the hands to notice the rise and fall of the belly with the breath as we just stay here, melting into the floor. The entire body fully relaxed, all tension melting away. Feeling calm and peaceful, safe and still.